It's time for CSCGLVTV, the cancer support community of the Greater Lehigh Valley's weekly television program, right here on CWTAP. And now, here's your host, James J. Pepe.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of Cancer Support Community Greater Lehigh Valley TV, brought to you by our friends at CWTAP TV. My name is James J. Pepe, and I'm your host. Joining me today are Barbara Vinci and Lori Corson of St. Luke's, and both of the Boutique for Hope leadership team. They make up two of the members of a great committee, and this episode is all about Boutique for Hope. It's one of the premier events in the Lehigh Valley every year. It's an exciting year. It's the 50th anniversary, but that's all the teaser I'm going to give you for now. So first, let's dive in for our viewers at home who may not know much about the history of the boutique.
Okay, well, we started 50 years ago, and it was started by Mrs. Louis Foy, who was a member of the local cancer committee, and also Mrs. Stanley France, she was a director of Northampton County Unit of the American Cancer Society, and Mrs. Stewart Court, a local cancer chairwoman. And that particular year, the very first year, they raised $10,000.
Well, that's great for a first-year event. As you know, being in fundraising for many years, we know how hard it is to get an event off the ground.
Yes.
So what kind of members of the community were these three women?
They were pillars of the community, and they were wives of the steel workers, the steel worker executives, actually, from Bethlehem Steel.
Okay.
And so they used to do house parties and card parties and garden tours and anything to raise money for the Cancer Society.
Right, their tagline was do anything but do something for cancer. To raise money for cancer.
And well, they certainly did, and I mean their efforts are still being felt today.
Yes.
So they had these garden parties or garden tours.
Yes.
They put on these little events, and then about when did they start that process of going, we've got something bigger that we want to bring to the community?
This really the same year. I mean, it started right. You know, they did this before then, and then went right to the rink.
Right to the
to the rink, and the rink was something that they needed for the space, and they also they got it for a longer period of time. They used to be able to get it right after the book sale in May and keep it until September. So they were able to do a lot of the work throughout those months.
Okay. And I'm going to take it then, this is the part of the history of this event where it undertook the Boutique at the Rink name.
Yes. Yes.
And you know, so those formative years, you know, they're growing, they're building. You know, just how were they doing? Were they comfortable? You know, because you know, were there lean years? Were they just constantly pushing and just doing more and more?
I think the sale grew when they were at the rink. They used to just be in the building of the ice rink, and then they turned it into a fall and a spring sale because they were collecting all year round.
Okay.
So it grew, and then they actually went on to the rink, and you know, the boutique, like we've known it for the most amount of years, happened and was on the ice rink and in the spring.
Okay, and now just again, there's some people who might not be familiar. The rink is where?
Illick's Mill Road in Bethlehem.
In Bethlehem.
It's the Schaefer
Memorial
Ice Rink.
Okay, and now this event was there for a long period of time.
Yes.
You say so. It started in the building, went to the rink, and then how did that go? I know through the 2000s, the aughts, and then into the 20-teens. What did that look like for Boutique?
Boutique after the 2002 sale, the chairperson of the event came to St. Luke's. They were worried the money was all going to the American Cancer Society at that time, and the chair at that time said, I would like the money to stay local. So came to St. Luke's, the vice president of development, and said, would St. Luke's like to be the beneficiary? And of course we said yes, that would be great, and we would love to keep the money local. So that's what happened. And then in 2003, the money from the sale went to St. Luke's Cancer Center and then St. Luke's Hospice. And that's when they were building the hospice house out on Black River Road, the St. Luke's Hospice House. So that was one of the first gifts to the hospice house. So that was really important to St. Luke's.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great way as it's being built to really, solidify the project.
Yes.
Okay, so, things travel on a little further, and, now we start to get into, the 20-teens, and that is bringing us mighty close to a big problem that the world saw. But how were those years just previous to when COVID hit?
The sale was getting bigger every year. We were making more money every year. Like, it was going gangbusters. It really was. And then COVID hit. And in 2020, the sale was canceled. And then also in 2021, because it just wasn't safe to gather in groups and, do the sale the way we always did.
Okay.
But because the volunteers are such a wonderful group and love to get together, and it's like a family, during the 2021 year, we did a couple events just for the volunteers that were Zoom calls. We did a Zoom bingo and a Zoom, like a painting party kind of thing, just so that they could see each other on screen and kind of talk and, have the camaraderie that they missed from being together working for the sale.
Now, before we talk a little bit about 2023 and some transitioning that was done 2024 and then going into 2025, let's just talk a little bit about the volunteer army. It is not a small group of people that put this event on, so can you just touch a little bit on the volunteers, how you work about trying to get them in, and how they just seem to stay engaged once they become a part of this event?
Well, in 1999, they had 35 volunteers, and last year we had over 400.
A year or two, a couple hundred.
Yeah.
That's a big jump.
And the women who do this, and the men also, it's something that they're so passionate about, and a lot of them have formed lifelong friendships with the people they work with in their departments. They're extremely engaged with each other, and they call each other during the year. They become fast friends. And so this is a thing that they look forward to every single year. And some of them were very disappointed when we had to move out of Bethlehem, and we can understand it because it was a big transition. So we'll go into that a little bit later, but it's a family. It's a family, and everybody looks forward to seeing everybody every year.
Many volunteers are cancer survivors, have family members with cancer. Cancer affected their family in some way, so they're very passionate about what they do.
Okay. And for people at home who are sitting there going, I may want to try and volunteer to help this sale be the best it can be, how should they go about reaching out to Boutique? Is there a website they should go to, an email, or is it all like a form online they can fill out, it'll come in, and then they get some response?
There's a website, boutiqueforhope.com, and you can go there. There's information about volunteering. There's a Sign Up Genius that you can actually sign up for shifts. So all the information's there.
And the volunteer opportunities, it's more than, as I'll say, just picking things up and putting them down. What are a couple things that a volunteer may be able to sink their hands into?
Anything. You can run a department. You can be in the sorting area when the merchandise first comes in, and
we can
go
help unload cars.
Help unload cars, exactly.
As donations are being made, sorting through clothing, hanging things on hangers.
Pricing stuff.
Putting displays up. So
and then during those sale days, just because I was there last year, I actually had to jump in the chair for a little while. My math skills were put to the test. Usually need some help around, we'll call it the checkout area.
Baggers.
Cashiers and baggers.
Absolutely. Help people outside to help people get to their cars with the merchandise they bought. So that is always a plus too.
And then restocking the shelves and racks.
Because we usually have boxes of extra merchandise that's stored, and then when it starts to get depleted, we need people to get that stuff out and put it out because it doesn't sell if it's in a box.
Okay. And, in the next segment, we'll talk a little bit about those specific days for this year. But, for anybody at home who is interested in volunteering, one of the things I can tell you now is it doesn't matter how little or how much time you can give. Your time and you're an asset, and you definitely would be needed. And what's great is you heard some of these different jobs. There are, very simple things of helping unload cars, and maybe doing some checkout or restocking shelves. But if you're also a person who wants to take that little bit more of that leadership role, because you like to be in management and managing, those opportunities are available.
Oh, absolutely.
So, just real quick, just like to run through last year's, kind of rebrand and, kind of where Boutique ended last year.
Okay. Well, the event was moved last year.
Okay.
We sort of outgrew the space at the ice rink, and it is not an easy task to find a location in the Lehigh Valley that will give us the room we need for a little more than a month of time to, as we set up and then take donations and have the sale. So St. Luke's Sportsplex offered us some of the bays in their pickleball courts. So we went to the St. Luke's Sportsplex and had the event there. There were some challenges because it was, a building that was in use for other things at the time. So parking might not have been great. We ran into some challenges with weather and rain and mud, but we won't go into that. St. Luke's purchased a property last year, the former Bethany Church on Brookside Road in Macungie, and we were able to tour the building, and we were sort of blown away with the layout and everything that building offered. And we're going to have the event there this year and see how it goes. And we understand it's a little further out for some of our volunteers, but we're hoping to get volunteers from that area to help us.
Very good. And with that location change, because this event did outgrow the rink, there was that little change to the name. So, and I was part of those discussions.
Yes.
And, it became Boutique for Hope, which reflects a little bit more, I think, of what this event is trying to do for our community, provide a lot of hope.
Yes.
And with St. Luke's, being a great partner, a great beneficiary of this event, and cancer support community, Greater Lehigh Valley also, being involved and helping out, I think, and I'm excited for this year's event. So, Barb and Lori, thank you so much. Barb, I know you're sticking around for the second half of this chat. Lori, again, thank you, and to St. Luke's for their great efforts, every day that they put behind the scenes with this. For the folks at home, please stay tuned for the second half of this episode. We're going to be talking about this 50th year and what you can expect this coming May. Stay right there.
Azar Supermarket, 3131 Linden Street in Bethlehem. Locally owned and operated by George Azar. Stop by today and pick from the freshest produce, much of it grown right here at home in Pennsylvania. Peruse the meat counter for the finest cuts of chicken, beef, lamb, and halal products. Take a step to your right. It's a selection of olives and mezza and cheese and more. Azar's features a full lineup of products imported from the Mediterranean, including Lebanese olive oil and hard-to-find spices and herbs. Shop Azar's, 3131 Linden Street in Bethlehem, for great value. Superior Hardware, located at 400 South 3rd Street in Bangor, is your go-to source for home improvement supplies in the Slade Belt. With a variety of tools, screws, nuts, bolts, and more, Superior Hardware is the place to shop for your hardware needs. Superior Hardware offers a full line of Milwaukee tools, the highest quality power tools available. In addition to their in-store offerings, Superior Hardware ships nationwide via their website, www.superiorhardwarebangor.com. So you don't even have to live in the Slate Belt or drive to Bangor to sample all that Superior Hardware has to offer. Superior Hardware is open Monday to Friday from 7 till 5, Saturday from 7:30 to 4, and Sunday from 9 to 2. Call them at 610 888-588-3205 or stop by their location at 400 South 1st Street in Bangor to jumpstart your home improvement projects today. That's Superior Hardware, 400 South 1st Street in Bangor. Chris's Polish Restaurant, located at 548 Main Street in Stroudsburg, serves up some of the best Polish food in northeastern Pennsylvania, serving a wide variety of traditional Polish dishes, including pierogi, gołąbki, kielbasa, Hungarian goulash, fresh fish, and more, in a comfortable and elegant setting. Chris's is open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner beginning at 9 a.m. Chris also operates a restaurant in New York City, located at 1866 86th Street in Brooklyn. Visit them online at www.chrisrestaurants.com. Call the Stroudsburg location at 272-200-3177 to reserve a table, ask about the menu, or order takeaway. Better yet, why not stop by Chris's Polish Restaurant, 548 Main Street in Stroudsburg today and sample their fresh, homemade Polish food personally. Chris's Polish Restaurant, 548 Main Street in Stroudsburg. It's Queen's Nutritional Products, 1450 Pennsylvania Avenue in Allentown. The Novak family, still the proprietors. For a wide variety of high-quality vitamins, supplements, and herbs, shop Queen's Nutritional Products. From vitamin A to zinc and everything in between, the Queen Bee and her busy bees on staff can assist you. Queen's Nutritional Products also has a full line of dry and roasted nuts, dried fruits, and more. That historic nut hut still producing the best nuts and dried fruits in the Lehigh Valley. Queen's Nutritional Products also offers a variety of natural soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, and more, because what you put on your body is as important as what you put in it. Queen's Nutritional Products is open Monday through Wednesday and Saturday from 9 until 6, Thursday and Friday from 9 till 7, as well as Sunday from 11 till 4. Seniors get 10% off every day on many items in the store. Visit them online at queensnutrition.shop, or better yet, stop by Queen's Nutritional Products at 1450 Pennsylvania Avenue in Allentown.
To this episode of CSCGLVTV, talking all things Boutique for Hope. I'm your host, James J. Pepe, and joining us now on the couch is Beth Braithwaite. She is also a member of the leadership team for Boutique for Hope. Barb, still here with us, and we do thank Lori for her time in that first segment where she was able to provide some great insight on the history of this event. So now, we're here to talk about the 50th anniversary sale. It's going to be taking place just around the corner. So first, let's just talk a little bit. It was mentioned last segment, but I just want to touch again on the new location for Boutique for Hope.
We changed locations this year to the former Bethany Church that's located at 3801 North Brookside Road in Macungie. And the benefits of us moving there is that we have larger parking spaces, and the building is larger, and we were also able to access the rooms that they have in there to make individual departments, as well as having the large room there where we would have our clothing and
the various things that are sold, whether it's, I know there's a holiday room this year.
Yes, there is.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
There's usually some
Housewares, there's a housewares room that's enormous.
The shoe room is very big.
The shoe
I
room
remember
is
seeing
big.
that.
Yes.
Big room for shoes.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. So, and it gives us a little bit more space to branch out, and it also kind of contains some of the departments so that it makes it a little easier to find everything.
That's good,
Yeah.
because last year at the Sportsplex, I know where they were just very large bays, and you were in one
You kinda
department,
ran
and you said
into
you went
everything
into
else.
something
Yeah,
else. So
yeah.
it's going to be very distinct, and everything
Yes.
will be easily identifiable for the shoppers. Correct?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, well, that's that's great for boutique, and one of the other things I know is you don't have the bum's rush, right? You're able to get in there kind of early, and that's
Yeah.
helping you right now, isn't
Yes, and it'll help us at the end too, because we were on a strict time schedule of getting out at the end, which was extremely stressful. Whereas this will allow us a little bit more freedom to wrap it up at the end when the sale is over, and it will put a lot less pressure on everybody.
That's good, and especially for those those volunteers that are helping, and those who may be coming home who are watching us at home and thinking about volunteering.
Yes.
It's meant to be a great experience, not high levels of stress.
That's
so it
right.
sounds like a great move here.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, let's go a little further into the actual event now.
Okay.
I know a big portion of this are the 2 weeks of collections. So first, if you have a little information on the collection windows, and then we'll go into some of the do's and don'ts of items and things of
Okay.
that nature.
Well, we're collecting May 5th through the 9th, as well as May 12th to the 16th. Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're open 9 to 1. Wednesday, we're open 1 to 7. And Saturday, 8 to 12. And
That's good info, and because you're allowing people who have daytime availability to have some windows,
Yes.
but people who may be working have the ability to come at night or even on a Saturday.
Yes.
Now, we went through it here, but I just want to give the reminder, all this information can be found on boutiqueforhope.com,
Yes,
because the times and dates, if you're trying to write them down quick, you don't have to. You can go to the website and get everything that was just mentioned and will be mentioned over the coming minutes in this segment.
yes.
Okay, so great two-week period, a couple days off, but a good window there for people to bring their items. So let's talk about those items. What are you collecting? So we'll start there first before we get into the not so much stuff. What are you really looking to bring in?
Well, the main thing is, as far as clothing is concerned, we're looking at new or gently used clothing, and if you could just make sure that there are no stains or tears or rips, that would be greatly appreciated. We're also looking for full sets of linens, and if you can identify them as twin, full, queen, or king. We're household items, holiday, sports equipment,
Pet supplies,
office
supplies,
Toys?
toys. Oh, definitely
right?
toys. Yes.
Now keep the kiddos happy while
Yes,
they're
we
there.
do.
Yeah.
And outdoor equipment such as like bikes and bikes for the kids and outdoor.
Yeah, those are
things.
big sellers.
And I know the houseware section, just from being there last year, is very big.
Has everything in it.
Yep,
Yes.
and so you're talking glasses, plates, possibly
Full sets of dishes.
Yep.
Yes. The cookware,
Punningware, and anything like that that's in good condition.
How about things like appliances, lamps? Those are
Yes.
accepted
Yes.
as well?
We're accepting small appliances, not large, obviously, not like washer and dryers.
Don't bring the fridge.
No, don't bring the fridge.
But we obviously do ask that they are in working condition, otherwise we do test them and
Okay.
we have them tagged that they are in working condition.
And we've had stuff donated in the past that were like chandeliers, which we cannot test, so we would prefer not to have those because they have to be hardwired, and we don't have a way of doing that. So anything that's run on electric cord, batteries, we can test, and we will accept those things. Please don't bring us used candles. Because that's kind of like, that doesn't really sell real well. And sporting equipment, I think they take skis, golf clubs.
Oh yeah, I've seen golf shoes, hockey skates. So there's
anything
a
like
great
that, ice
variety.
skates, any of that stuff sells.
Now you mentioned, don't bring the hardwire chandeliers.
Yes.
Let's just talk a little bit of the items that the boutique asks people not to bring because they won't be put out for sale.
Christmas trees. Christmas trees.
Okay,
And
Christmas trees.
And stands, furniture,
Yeah,
computers, DVD players,
books. We don't accept books.
or
Okay.
DVDs, VHS.
Except cookbooks. Except cookbooks. We will take cookbooks.
Yep, they'll go in the
Yes,
kitchen
in the
section. I remember
kitchen
seeing
section,
them
yes.
there. Okay, so for the full list, for more details on this, again, boutiqueforhope.com,
Yes.
because I know you have larger categories. it's a little more specific on
Yes.
what to bring and what
Absolutely.
not
Right.
to bring. So the collections come in, and I know you've got a sorting team there.
Sweet.
So they go through, because really what they do is they make sure the things that are brought in, that they can be resold. However, we do know sometimes there are things that, somebody brings in, maybe they think it can be sold, maybe they missed that stain or that hole in the shirt.
Right.
Or maybe when they plugged it in at home it worked, but when we plugged it in it didn't.
Yes.
So what happens to these items that can't go out on the floor for sale?
Well, we have an organization called Turnkey, and they will give us a price per pound. And so we benefit that. It's a win-win situation, but they collect clothing, which they turn into another nonprofit organization. We do have groups that come in and to look over the things that they might want. Otherwise, we contact other local nonprofits to take the items, and it benefits everybody, is what it amounts to.
Yep, all parts of the community, and the dollars that come back from Turnkey goes into the pot for the beneficiaries. So
Yes.
before we get to the sale dates, who are the beneficiaries this year? I mean, I already know, but people at home, this could be the first time they're coming across Boutique. So, which organizations are going to be benefiting this year?
It's St. Luke's Cancer and Hospice Centers, as well as the Cancer Support Community.
Okay. So, I'll say 3 great organizations, two under the St. Luke's umbrella, and being with Cancer Support Community, we're very appreciative of the efforts, and the generosity that the Boutique has done over the years. So just thinking about that, how well has Boutique done over the lifetime, 49 years and about to be number 50?
Well, as of the 2014 sale, which was the 40th anniversary, there was a number given to us of $2,500,000. As of last year, 2025, it's over $5 million in 49 years.
That's amazing. $5 million for the cancer community.
Yes.
Of the Lehigh Valley, dollars staying here.
Yes.
Staying local,
Yes.
helping our community members. So now for the big info, the sale. What are the sale dates?
It starts the Tuesday after Memorial weekend, and the first night is a premiere night on May 26th, and that's from 3 to 8. And you're given an opportunity to come in and see everything first. It will be a $20 fee for the bracelets to enter, and the 27th is a full price day, and 28th and 29th are half price. And all those 3 days we are open 10 to 8, and Saturday is our bag day, and we're open 8 to 1. It'll be $20 for a grocery bag and $40 for a 30-gallon trash bag.
So if you're interested in getting first shot at the items, because it's not like they have a shirt and there's 7 of them. There's one shirt that was brought in, that's all there is. Same thing with some of those, with a lot of those items. So premiere night, you pay for the bracelet, but you get first crack to buy these items.
Yep.
Yep.
And then last day, bag day, you pay your dollars, you get your bag, you fill it, you go to checkout. They may,
Everybody
it's a
should
great
experience
day.
bag day once in their life.
Yes.
Really, they should.
I did last year. I got a big bag in a cart pushing it
Yes.
around. As you had mentioned earlier, some community organizations are brought in and they get to go through some of the things that weren't purchased to see if their organization can use it. We may have some viewers who are part of one of these community organizations and maybe they need some items. So what's the best way for them to reach out to the boutique?
They can contact boutiqueforhope.com, and then you can email us and let us know what group they would like to come in.
Okay, well, that's great. And, any last minute detail that you want to give before we wrap up?
I don't think so. I think we
Yeah.
did it.
You
Covered
you
most
covered
everything.
it all?
Covered most everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's excellent.
I did have something that I thought would be amusing to the viewers. Years ago, there was a local Ladies of the Night bought much of the boutique's fancy lingerie. So we've had like little things go on, very, very funny stuff over the years. And the Pennsylvania Playhouse used to come and didn't realize how much clothing we had that they could use for costumes. So it's such a big community event, and it's a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Yeah, that is great. Our actors and around the valley going, oh, we can go there.
Yeah.
And take advantage of this great sale.
Yeah.
So it's not always just for yourself. Sometimes it's for the organizations you're with.
Absolutely.
Beth, Barbara, thank you so much for joining us for this episode.
Thank you, Jane.
Folks, we'll be right back to wrap up the episode.
The Blue Ridge Flea Market, located directly off Route 33 in Saylorsburg, is celebrating its 50th year of operation in 2026. With over 100 vendors each weekend, the Blue Ridge Flea Market is a treasure trove of rare collectibles, produce, and many other new and used items. The Blue Ridge Flea Market is open on Saturday and Sunday from 6:30 until 3 p.m. For more information, visit their website at blueridgefleamarket.com. That's blueridgefleamarket.com. They're located directly off Route 33 in Saylorsburg. Come find your treasure this weekend.
Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in to this latest episode of Cancer Support Community Greater Lehigh Valley TV. I'm your host, James J. Pepe, and from all of us here, have a great day and a great night. Ciao for now.
Thank you for watching Cancer Support Community Greater Lehigh Valley TV. Join us next Tuesday at 9 p.m. for another great episode of CSCGLVTV right here on CWTAP.